Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, to the world of Wayne. We've now got the next episode of Hachette Part Works, part 44 of Build Your Own Terminator. Okay, in this issue, we're still working on the right pelvis. So let's just show you on the magazine here, that's this area here, and we are going to need this part here that we worked on in the last issue. Now, this part did have a spare bit, which is still on the sprue, which isn't needed in this issue. So again, to put this to one side, and we need to keep that safe, but we do need this piece. And what we're going to do, as you can see, we have got quite a large surface area piece here. Looks pretty impressive, but unfortunately, it is plastic. But to be honest with you, if this was metal, the thing would be so heavy that I would doubt it could hold its own weight. And I know there is a rod that's meant to go through the Terminator to keep it upright, but there's only so much weight that you can put on something like this before it becomes a hindrance rather than something that's decorative. But anyway, look, what we're going to do, these are the pieces. We've got 3 different kinds of screws in this one, and we're just going to be putting that frame you saw there just onto this pelvic piece here. Then we're going to be putting a detail over the top of it, and that is all there is to do in this issue. In the next issue, we're going to start on the left pelvic area with these nice little blade things. Not quite sure what they are, but they look pretty violent, don't they? Haven't a clue what that is. But this came out. When did it come out? Christmas Eve this came out, so I've only just got around to doing it. So that means there will be another one out next week. It should be either out New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, but we'll see. Without further ado though, let's get cracking. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we've just got to take this section here. So this is plastic. We're going to hold it this way up. Now if I show you on the camera, we've got 2 screw holes here, 2 screw holes here, and 2 screw holes here. When we put this in, where we put this detail before, we need it to be facing that way round, because that's going to fit into that indent there. And then when we put this in, it should fit quite nicely, nice and flat over every single thing you see in there. Do you hear that click in then? So it's flat on that side, all waiting for screws to go into these holes to keep that down. Now, because some different things are going into metal and some going into plastic, and some of these threads are actually longer than others, we're going to need to put different screws into different holes. So the first thing we need to do is the PB screws, and the PB screws are going to be going into these 2 holes here and here, just at the top. Or the bottom, depends on which way you're holding it, and they are the longer screws. Now all the other screws are 4mm screws, so it's not hard to see which ones are the 6mm. They are silver and they're the longest ones we've got, so we'll put them in just like that. So today is the 29th. Believe it or not, today is Mrs. Welder Wayne's birthday, so happy birthday, Mrs. Welder Wayne. You're exactly years old, so yeah, we won't be going into your age, will we? So that's the 2 PB screws in, just like that. And there we go, that's those 2 in. Now, we're going to be putting some different screws in now. Now, we've got 4 holes left. So we've got this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to take the PB 4mm screws, which are the silver ones, and they are the smaller silver ones like that. So we're going to be putting those into the vacant holes that we've got left on this. So we've got one here, just like that, and here's the second one. How was everyone's Christmas? We had a really good Christmas. It didn't help that I had a chest infection, I have to say, but we had my mum and father-in-law came down to spend Christmas with us. All together on Christmas Day there was, I think there was 9 of us, and Mrs. Welder Wayne did an absolutely sterling job of the Christmas dinner. So I'm in detox now, and that's probably why I'm getting the meat sweats at the moment. I've got a cloth under the table here because underneath these studio lights, I'm getting the getting the meat sweats. Okay, so that's 4 of those in. So now this frame is completely and utterly fixed to this plate here. And then the last bit we've got to do, pretty simple to see how it goes. We've got a couple of holes in here, but this is just going to go on just like that there. And as you can see from this side, it's creating a little lip there. So once that's in, it's going to take 2 screws, one at the bottom here, one at the side. The bottom one is going to be one of the black PM screws, which I've already got loaded up there. And that's because it's going into metal, so that's why it's a different screw. But I'll get that screwed in just like that. Nice and tight, there we go. And then we put the last screw in just into this hole that's left. That's this one right here, which is one of the PB again, silver ones. Just to get that locked into place. And that's it. It means we've got 1 screw spare of each of the different sizes, but that is that little lip in there. Not quite sure what's going to go in the middle of that. It looks like we're going to have something going through, like a pin or something like that. Not quite sure, but I hope we haven't got to take it apart again to get that pin in, whatever's going in there, but we will see, we will see. But that's the right pelvic area done, ready for the left pelvic area next time. So that was a nice quick video to return to the Terminator. I'm not quite sure how big the or how long the next one's going to be, but that will be here next week. Later on this week, we've got 2 DeLorean videos to do. We've got 2 X-Wing videos to do. We've got a Victory video to do. We've probably got another DeLorean video to do. Oh my God, it's going to be a busy week. And then on the Thursday the 2nd of January, we've got a live stream. So that's next week, next Thursday. So anyway, listen, I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. On my Patreon today, I'm going to do a little short video about how I edit the sound to clean it up and make it as clear as you're hearing it now. But the link for that is just down here if you want to go and check that out. Other than that, take care.